Hey folks, welcome back to the Lone Pine Tarot. For today's pick a card reading, we have yet another awesome suggestion by one of my lovely viewers who left a reading topic suggestion underneath my community tab on my channel page. This was by, I believe it's pronounced Tosh or Tash 1221, so thank you very much Tosh or Tash for suggesting this topic, which as you can see down below by the title is what is your next new beginning? So this reading will be in 3 different sections. We'll talk about what area of your life this covers and kind of what's happened leading up to this new beginning or this new dawn, kind of what got you here, and then the second section will be about how it will dawn or advice on that, and then the third section, last but not least, will be where it will lead, kind of what's the pathway forward after this new beginning or this new dawn in your life, okay? So without further ado, let us pick our piles. We're going to pick with decks today instead of cards. So for my pile number 1s, I have over here on the left with the gold backing, the Tarot of the Golden Wheel, so I'll kind of just point to that in the video. I'll try not to cover the cards too much, but... For my pile number 2s, in the middle here we have Tarot of the Divine with the teal back and the lunar phases. And last but not least, for my pile number 3s, we have over here with the kind of mint back with the bird skulls and flowers. This is the Ostara Tarot. Alright, so just to reiterate, pile 1s, Tarot of the Golden Wheel, pile 2s, Tarot of the Divine, and pile number 3 is the Ostara Tarot, okay? And after you've meditated on these decks and seen which one calls the most to you, as always, the timestamps are down in the description box and the top pinned comment below the video. Feel free to drop down to those sections whenever you're ready for your reading, and I will see you in our discussion about what is your next new beginning. Bye. Hello, my lovely pile number 1s. Welcome to your pick a card reading today on the topic of what is your next new beginning. As you recall, the deck you used to pick your pile today was the lovely Slavic or Russian, General Eastern European inspired Tarot of the Golden Wheel deck. This deck is just gorgeous if you've seen me use it in readings before. Okay, and then I also have already picked your oracle cards. So, like I said in the description or the intro, this reading will be in 3 different sections, so very quick, how you got here, how the new beginning will come about, and where it will lead, okay? So let's first talk about how you got here, or what's been kind of the struggle on the way to this new beginning. So I'm going to just set the tarot deck down here with me for a spell. We will pull tarot cards in a second, and then we will talk about the oracle cards related to, excuse me, how you got here. So let's see, that is the first 3 cards. I'm going to set your other oracle cards down here with me for the different sections. Okay, so your tea leaf will describe kind of the area of your life or what's been happening. So you received Dagger, fear, worries, and tense situations, okay? Maybe a lot of anxiety or worry about something in the recent past here for you pile number 1s. You're maybe a little bit of afraid. The imagery I'm getting intuitively is like walking down a street and it's almost like you're looking at someone who has robes and you're afraid they're going to pull out a dagger. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's like a specific person involved with this. That might pop out in a second here. We'll see what other cards pop up. But in general, just some anxiety about something recently. Okay, and then we have your animal messages card. You received the beaver. Okay, beaver says, investing in home comforts provides security and family togetherness. Now, depending on your familiarity with beavers, they build dams, right? They're very home-oriented animals. They're always chewing down wood to build their dams in waterways. Very, very cute animals. We have a lot of them where I live. So this could be something about your home, worries regarding your house or your living situation or your comfort in general, maybe even comfort in your own body or your family, something like that. We'll see what else pops out, okay? All right, and then your Lantern Oracle, you received number 19, accountability. Responsibility is a gift of love to yourself and others. We have a feminine figure here with, it looks like, I can't tell what's in her basket. It almost looks like rocks. I don't know why she'd be carrying rocks, but then she's also at a crossroads and she's deciding which way to go. I'm going to see, is there anything written on these? No, they're blank. Okay. But in general, the message of this card is, yes, responsibility is a gift of love to yourself and others. So far I'm seeing for you, pile number ones, this new beginning is related to an area of your life where so far, or in the recent past, there have been lots of anxieties. There's been lots of worries there with that dagger card. The beaver talks about something about home or security or your family. And then, like we said, with accountability, there's something about responsibility in this area or someone being accountable, whether it be yourself or someone else, that's creating this worry. I don't know if recently you've had an issue where someone else dropped the ball regarding, I don't know, like paying rent or something. If you're in a rental space, it could be someone dropped the ball on, you know, in general, maybe just a lot of people drop the ball in sharing equal responsibility when it comes to family or home, and it's creating a lot of tension in your family. Things like that, like maybe people just aren't holding up their end of the bargain, or they aren't dispersing the burden with you equally. Maybe they're kind of, I almost kind of see you as this figure, pile number ones. You're the one that's like having to hold all those dang rocks in your basket, like, and it's making it very, very difficult for you. I'm seeing here, pile number ones. There's a lot more stress on you than there needs to be. Okay. Could also be at work technically, but I do see with Beaver, I mean, you know, well, work is kind of related to security, right? Because that's where we get our security is money, in the world we live in. Making money at a job, having security to support ourselves and others that depend on us, right? Things like that. So it could be your job too. Maybe you're being overburdened at your job, but generally I'm saying this is something probably to do with your house or family, and then if not, those probably could be related to your job. Okay. But let's get the tarot cards on the desk here and we'll talk more about nitty-gritty details with those. I'm going to shuffle these really quick. Let me see if there's any intuitive messages popping out while I'm shuffling here for you, pile number ones. I'm getting told the phrase not doing enough. That's something I'm being told. Not doing enough. Someone's not doing something enough. Okay. Oh boy, this is a big deck. I have tiny hands, so bigger decks like this, I'm like, oh, okay. Do like a parse shuffle here. All right, Spirit, for my lovely pile number ones, could you explain more about what's going on with the security, accountability, worry situation, please? Maybe 3 to 4 cards if possible. Yeah, not doing enough is the phrase you're getting, pile ones. Someone's not doing enough. Okay. Let's see, we have strength reversed. Okay, strength reversed is about lacking willpower or lacking courage, lacking strength, as it says on the tin, in some area. That could be you or someone else. Let's see what else pops out before I say conclusively. We also have the Four of Swords reversed. Normally upright, this is the card of activity moving into motion. Reversed, or I'm sorry, it's the other way around. Upright, Four of Swords is about rest. Reversed, it's about moving into action. Yeah, someone's not pulling their weight. Someone's not getting their butt in gear fast enough. They're lacking willpower in this situation. Okay. And then we have the Page of Swords reversed. Pages are exploratory or like apprentices of their suit. Air is the suit or the element of the swords. So reversed, I would say this is someone that's lacking in exploring mental realms, someone who's not offering enough ideas, someone who's not offering enough in terms of communication could be another aspect. It could be maybe that's kind of this feeling of this crossroads here without any words on the sign. It's almost just like, okay, I'm being told to move forward with something, but no one's telling me exactly what are the options or where to go. That's the general feeling I'm getting with this. Okay, and then one more. Let's see. We have the Ace of Wands reversed. Lack of new inspiration, lack of wands or fire could also mean like willpower, courage, charisma. Sometimes I see as the wand suit. Yeah, something's going on there with that. So pile number ones, like I was saying, so far, there's been some issue regarding accountability with the home or the family, or maybe even a job for some of you. It's been causing a lot of worry and stress and fear, making things tense. It could be even there's some communication slipping in terms of, you know, who actually is responsible for things. And some people, you know, are just, you know, like, have you ever been in a situation, this has happened to me at jobs I've had in the past, where something comes up and a group of you at work, no one wants to do it. Just no one wants to do it. So people keep throwing the hot potato around. And I think you got caught with the hot potato, unfortunately, pile number ones. That's kind of the imagery I'm being told to share with you. So it's like, no one wants to do it. No one wants to be accountable. It could even been that it already failed and someone's looking for someone to blame. And unfortunately, someone tried to drop the hot potato of blame in your hands. Okay. That's kind of the imagery or the situation I'm seeing for you, pile number ones. Okay. Yeah. Someone's not being accountable. And it, you know, I don't think it was your fault, pile number ones. Let's see what else pops up here. 1 second, sorry. Yeah, there's someone in the situation, pile ones, that, and now this is past energy. There's someone in the situation that, oh, they're very, what's the word? They lack willpower, they lack strength, they lack mental clarity, they lack new idea. You know, it's, if this is a job for you, pile number ones, it's someone at your job who just drops the ball all the time. Or like, at least in this particular project they did, okay? And so you got caught holding the basket of rocks here on your back, and you're like, okay, what the heck am I supposed to do? And so probably that's one of the reasons why you're being encouraged towards this reading of A New Beginning, is because you're almost wondering what's going to happen here. Is this going to change? You know, am I going to be caught holding the hot potato of, you know, of blame here? You know, things like that. Same thing if it's not a job, if it's something related to your home or your family, there's some situation where you've had to hold a lot of the burden, okay? It's created a lot of tension. People are not helping you with either ideas or physical help. They're just kind of laying back and resting on their laurels while you've had to come forward and offer a lot of the strength, a lot of the willpower, a lot of the effort, you know, things like that, okay? Could even be something to do with your house too, your living situation. Could be you have a roommate that's not pulling their weight, okay, things like that. And, you know, maybe it's that they didn't pay their rent, so you're struggling and running around and scrambling to scrape up the money to pay for their part of the rent so you both don't get kicked out. Stuff like that. Okay, so some situation like that for you, pile number ones, is going on. Yeah, let's move on to the kind of how this next new beginning will dawn. Where's the new energy coming in with this particular situation? Because obviously this is probably frustrating as heck for you. I don't mean to laugh, but yeah, the energy I'm getting with this pile number ones is just frustration. Like, right up in my face, frustration. All right, we're gonna clear the board here. All right. You've had a pain in your butt lately, pile number ones. I'm sorry. Okay, so next section is kind of what is the new beginning, or I'm sorry, like how it will come about. So we have, let's see, these three cards. Yes, okay, and then your other oracle cards for the last section. All right, and then I'm going to shuffle your tarot cards here, and we're going to pull 4 of them, like we just did earlier. All right, Spirit, for my lovely pile number ones, could you explain about how this new beginning will come about, what's going on, or advice in this area? 3 or 4 cards, please. Excuse me. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Okay, pile number ones. How the new beginning will come about, or advice in this area on how to encourage it towards a new beginning. Okay, so first up we have your oracle cards. This is from the Folklore Oracle you received. Okay, big green, we have Frog. This card is all about intuition. Following your gut. Okay, I think you, pile number ones, you already have a gut instinct on what to do. There's already something pulling on your heartstrings deep down, or I shouldn't say heartstrings, it's more of an emotional toll, but there's something already pulling on you deep in your gut, telling you how to move forward in this situation. It's maybe just you haven't necessarily listened to it yet. We'll see maybe if you got the High Priestess here with your tarot cards, but something like that, okay? So Frog. Your angel guide oracle is earth and ground. Look at all this green. Okay, heart chakra. Excuse me. Earth and ground, keeping in touch with the earth. Keeping in touch with what is. Earth element energy, okay? What's here, what's now? What can I do today, okay? And then we're going to actually just shuffle over there. And then your power of surrender. You have surrender to what is. Okay, that's very similar to your earth and ground, okay? It says, flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. It could be that you're struggling with, and I 100% get it, pile number ones. I'm just like this too when my mind is worried. It could be that part of the way you can encourage this frustrating situation to a new beginning is just accepting it for what it is. And I know that sucks because I'm of the same type of mind where I always wonder, like, how could it have gone differently? How can I fix it? You know, how come this person didn't do the right thing? How come I'm getting the burden placed on me? Blah, 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 stuff like that, yada, yada. And sometimes you just have to accept it and understand that it is what it is, which sucks. 100% I get it. But they're saying, Spirit here is saying that there's something about accepting what it is, living in the here and now with earth and ground. What can I do today to fix it? And I'm also being told that part of this new beginning for you, pile number ones, is related to, even if it doesn't work out the way that you expect it to or the way that you want it to, it's opening a new door that had this struggle not happened, you wouldn't have gotten to that new beginning, okay? It's one of those situations in life where Spirit brings you to something that, like, I'll just say it bluntly, it just sucks. No offense, but that's just life, right? It's something that Spirit brings you to that kind of sucks, but the suck is necessary to get you somewhere where it will suck less, okay? That's what I'm seeing here, okay? Let's get your tarot cards on the desk here. So we have the Empress reversed, okay? That is smothering feminine energy in the negative, dropping the ball on nurturing something, or it could be negative motherly energy. It could also be... yeah, Empress is just like feminine energy, and then reversed, it's like in the negative. So could be that there's a negative female feminine figure here involved. This is more advice or how it comes about. Okay, so then we also have the Ace of Wheels, new money. This is Pentacles in this deck. Pentacles are earth. We have a lot of earth energy here. Also nature walks. That's another thing I'm being told for you, pile number ones. Anyways, maybe to mentally kind of cope with this. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, newness in the realm of the physical, new money, new business opportunities. That's another way to interpret that. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling like this is something about food or rent for you, pile number ones, or something to do that's related to that, like your home or your job. Okay. And then we have the Page of Cups, the apprentice or the explorer of the emotions. This is probably related to surrender to what is. Okay. And then we also have the Three of Wheels, Three of Pentacles, teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? Okay, so pile number ones, what's going on here with in terms of like how this new beginning will come about, and then like advice on this area of how to encourage this frustrating situation towards a better place. Like I said before, intuitively I was told it's one of those situations where unfortunately it's going to suck, but it will bring you to a place that sucks less, okay? Something like that. It's happening for a reason, you know, and I know sometimes we kind of hate to hear that because we don't want to think, oh, we suffered for a reason. Like, why would I be put through this? It sucks, right? But unfortunately, that's just how life works sometimes. And the good news is, though, is when it sucks, we can be led to somewhere where, like I said, where a better, sometimes you have to go through the gateway of suck to get to the hallway of good, okay? That's how I'll put it, right? Just unfortunately, but yeah, like I said, that's just life, okay? That was piece of advice number one for you. That's the surrender to what is in earth and ground. What's in the here and now? What can I actually control? You know, reduce anxiety about the future, pile number ones, as difficult as that sounds. It's just that if you focus on one foot in front of the other, what's the step I can take at the very moment that I'm at? Just present thinking energy, okay? that will help you get through this and not focus so much on mental strain, or it'll reduce your mental strain and your worry and your anxiety about this. Okay, pile number 1s. All right. So other advice, intuition, that was the frog here. There's something in your gut that's already telling you where to go or how to navigate this, okay? There's something in your gut that already is telling you how to get to this new beginning, okay? This is, yeah, like I said, frog is intuition in this deck, in the Folklore Oracle, okay? It is the... I mean, even think about, like, a frog just knowing exactly when to leap off the lily pad when a predator is coming. Like, it's that feeling of knowing when to leap, knowing when to leave, knowing when to jump, okay? Things like that. So follow your intuition in this area, pile number 1s. If you've already got a gut feeling about how to go forward, I would try to follow, or at least very heavily investigate, or what's the word? There's a phrase I'm thinking of. I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of a brain fart, but you know what I mean. Follow your gut. It's High Priestess energy right there, okay? All right, advice number 3, teamwork. It's not your responsibility to make other people who are dropping the ball pick up their feet and actually get their butt moving, okay? That's their responsibility to be adults and do what they're supposed to do. Unfortunately, as we all know, not everyone is a responsible adult. That's just life, once again. But think of where you can find reliable people outside of the person or people that are causing the issues that can help you. You don't have to do this all alone. That's what the 3 of Pentacles or the Wheels is all about, okay? Pile number 1s. There's teamwork here that you can look for. Maybe in a place you haven't looked yet, okay? That's advice number 3. And that, I think, is related to the Ace of Pentacles here, or the Ace of Wheels. This is the card of a new business venture, a new idea in terms of the physical, a new idea in terms of money, a new job. Sometimes it can mean things like that. Newness in terms of the physical or your security or the realm of career, okay? Look for a place or something you haven't tried yet in this area to help you, okay? That's how this new beginning will come about and get you away from this situation that, like I said, just sucks. And then, so the Empress over here, I was going to say pile number 3 because it's the 3rd card. Ugh, brain fart. Number 3, Empress reversed. Okay, like I said, that's negative energy in the feminine. That is smothering. That is being overbearing. That is, how do I put it? There's another term for it. But yes, so basically what the Empress reversed is saying here is you don't have to mother people. And I'm not saying that you have been at all. It's not a point blame finger card, you know, but it's not your job, like I was saying before, to make a responsible adult do what they're supposed to do. So if someone's been an anchor on you lately, pile number 1s, if they've been dragging you down, if you feel like you've had to, you know, hoist your hands around the chain and pull them along with you, let them go. It's not your job to mother them, okay? They're an adult. They can do what they're supposed to. Drop the ball on them. Say, you know what, you failed me and I'm going to fail you, or I'm not going to fail you. I'm going to give you, think of it as a way of giving them the opportunity to be a responsible person, okay? They can do it. They're just being, I'll just, YouTube scrub version, they're being a butt about it, okay? So, you don't have to mother them. You don't have to drag them along. Let them go. Okay, let them be a responsible adult, all right? And then the Page of Cups here is all about exploring emotions. I think that's related to the surrender what is. That is about, okay, what's the here and now? What am I feeling right now? Focus a little bit more on self-care in this time, especially if you are stressed, okay? So let's get to the next section. We're going to talk about where it leads. I'm going to watch my time here. I try to keep my readings under 30 minutes here, pile number 1s. We're going to speed. Well, we're not going to rush over your message, but I'm going to do speed on my end, okay? Oopsie. And I dropped a card. Pardon chair noises as I go down to grab it. Okay. Oracle cards. So first up, this section is about where this will lead. Okay, what's the trajectory of this? Okay, we have receiving the help that you want, receiving the help that you need. Okay, so good forecast here for you, pile number ones. Sacred destiny, power, stepping in your power, giving other people the chance for power, like we talked about before, letting that responsible adult be the responsible adult they're supposed to be, teaching them the ways of honing their own power instead of relying on other people to do it for them. Okay. Your healing spirits is always in motion. Things will move along, pile number ones. Things will get going again, okay? So if you're worried about stagnancy, where this new beginning is leading is towards a lot of movement forward, okay? The blockages will be broken, okay? And then let's get your tarot cards on the desk here. Pile number one, Spirit, can you give me where this will lead? Maybe 3 or 4 cards, please. Where will this lead? All right, we have Ace of Wands. Okay, remember we got that reversed earlier. Ace of Wands upright, new passion, reinvigorated energy. Okay. Death, which looks scary. It's not. Death is great in tarot. Death is the card of a new beginning. It's the card of one phase ending and a new one being ushered in. You can see like the plant growing out of the skull here. It's like a spring, okay? New beginnings. This will end, pile number ones. The struggle will cease, okay? And then let's see, we have the Devil. Devil is all about what chains us, what holds us back. Can mean addictions, can mean things that even lack of confidence can hold people back, right? Things like that. And then we also have the 6 of Pentacles. Equal distribution. Look at that. Sharing the burden. There we go. Okay, so pile number ones. Really quick here. Where this will lead, okay, you'll receive the help that you're looking for. I'm glad to tell you. Things will move forward. There's forward movement here. The blockages will break. You'll have the power you need to fix this, or it will, this opportunity, or excuse me, based on the advice we gave you earlier in the second section, okay, or this new beginning that's coming along, you'll have the power you need to go forward, and then the person that's dropping the ball will also have an opportunity to step into their own power and hold the burden more, okay? You'll be free from what binds you here, especially with death next to the Devil. That's the card of, like I said, a new beginning and death, and a new beginning next to something that has bound you for a while. You'll be free, and there'll be a new phase after this time of feeling having been bound to something. Obviously, I think it's probably the person that's been dragging you down in this situation, be it, you know, home, family, or at work, okay? Equal distribution of efforts and money with the 6 of Pentacles. It could be, if it's a home situation, maybe you find a roommate that's actually reliable and disperses wealth evenly, okay? Holds up their end of the bargain with rent, okay? Things like that. And or if it's family or work, there'd be equal distribution of effort in the future, things like that. And then the Ace of Wands is new, invigorated passion in something. So this is a very, very, very positive ending for your reading today, pile number ones. Things will work out just fine, okay? Things will be equally distributed. You'll be free from the things that bind you. There's a new phase coming. This frustration phase will end, okay? New energy. You'll receive the help that you need, and things will finally move forward, and you'll have the power you need to move into the future and get away from whatever it is that's frustrating you with this accountability issue that's been going on, you know, like I said, either be it at home, family, or at your job, okay? So to very, very, very quick summarize, pile number ones. There's been an issue with accountability or responsibility at home, your job, or your family, okay? Some of the advice is just to focus on where you are in the here and now. Keep moving just one foot in front of the other, okay? Accept it for what it is. Don't mother them. Let them hold up their end of the bargain, okay? And look for reliable people outside of the person that's dropping the ball to help you. You don't have to do it all alone. And I'm seeing with this new beginning, after this time of frustration, there is equal distribution of money and effort. New invigorated passion. You'll receive the help that you need, like I said, and things will move forward, and this phase of frustration will end. So pile number ones, I hope that reading was helpful for you. As always, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, my awesome pile number 2s. Welcome to your pick a card reading today on the topic of what is your next new beginning. As we discussed in the intro, this reading will be in 3 different sections. We'll talk about first, what's the situation leading up to this new beginning, what area of your life this relates to. Section number 2 will be how it will get there to this new beginning, or advice on how to get to this new beginning, things like that. And then section number 3 is where this new beginning will lead, okay? So as you recall, the card or deck you used to pick your pile was Tarot of the Divine here. Lovely, gorgeous deck. And then we're going to split your oracle cards that I already pulled for you into the 3 different sections. So we'll talk about these 3 first. We'll set the others down here with me. And let's pull some tarot cards here for your first section of kind of what's been happening on the way to this new beginning. Okay, so Spirit for pile number 1s, or sorry, for pile number 2s. Can you give me 3 or 4 cards explaining what's been going on that's leading to this new beginning? What's been stagnant or what needs to change or kind of what's been happening? Excuse me. My voice is kind of scratchy today, so. All right, 2, 3, and I feel like this one right here. Okay. Excuse me again. All right. So, what area of your life, what's been going on? Tea leaf, you received younger man dealings or relationship with a younger man. So this likely is involved with someone in your life that fits this description, pile number 2s. A younger man, interesting. Let's see what else pops out here. Your animal messages card is the scarab beetle. What is unregarded or discarded holds a secret, a seed of creation. Okay. So something here that you thought or someone else thought should be discarded actually has more value to it than you expected or than they expected, all right? And your Lantern Oracle for today is empty, number 24. The ending and beginning lie at either side of the same door. Okay, so I think pile number 2s. I'm pretty sure there's a relationship going on here with this younger man. It could be platonic or romantic. General reading, everyone's going to be just a titch different. And there's something from this relationship that didn't work out or isn't working out currently that there's a benefit to it that you haven't seen yet. And the reason why, in fact, I mean, looking at this oracle card, like it says, beginning and ending lie at either side of the same door. That is literally, this is the card of a new beginning in this deck, okay? There's a new door coming, okay? Something about this situation or this relationship with this younger man is leading to something better, and there's something in it that has value that you haven't necessarily seen yet, okay? All right, let's look at your tarot cards really quick. We have the 7 of Coins reversed. Okay, 7 of Coins reversed. Usually that's the card of gathering seeds for something or planting seeds for the future. Reversed, it's someone not quite doing that yet or not planting the seeds that they needed to have seeded into the earth, metaphorically speaking, okay? We have the 4 of Coins, lots of pentacles. 4 of Coins or pentacles reversed is being more free with something, not being stingy with something, okay? We have the 10 of Swords reversed, normally the card of betrayal, stabbed in the back, reversed. It's a card of moving on from betrayal, moving on from what you thought was the end. Yet definitely this relationship is not working or didn't work out very well, pile number 2s, okay? Yeah. I'm not getting good vibes off this relationship. And then the 5 of Pentacles reversed. Lots of pentacles. 5 of Pentacles reversed is moving on from a time of lack, okay? Moving on from a time of poverty of something doesn't necessarily mean money. It could also mean, poverty in terms of love, poverty in terms of security, things like that. Whatever necessarily applies to you, pile number 2s. Okay, so what's been going on, pile 2s? I already kind of talked about it as we pulled the cards out. There's a relationship you had with a younger man, could be platonic or romantic, where things just were not good, okay? There was a lack. There was a poverty of some sort. Could be poverty of love, poverty of emotion, poverty of literal money. That could also mean too. That's what the 5 of Pentacles can mean sometimes. And there was something to do with how freely someone gave away this thing. It could, so like, let's say if it's a romantic relationship, there was an issue around how freely they gave away their love, okay? things like that. That type of thing. And yeah, with Seven of Coins reversed, it's like they weren't even planting seeds for the future. They weren't even thinking ahead. They weren't even planning ahead or working towards the future. And then, yes, I do see betrayal here with the Ten of Swords reversed, or at least having it been reversed. It's like you're moving on from it. So I think you're past this relationship, pile twos. This has already kind of been bypassed, okay? But you're still, I think, in the phase of recovering from it. So that's maybe one of the reasons you came to this reading today, pile twos, is what you're asking, what is the new beginning regarding the aftermath of what happened in this seems to be pretty negative relationship, okay? That too with the scarab beetle, which is also, I mean, they don't say it on here, but it's technically a dung beetle. It's actually, that's dung that it's rolling. Whenever this card pops up, I'm always like, oh, everyone's going to run away when I mention poop in a tarot reading. Anyways, but you know me, I'm down to earth. I'm going to say it as it is. So yes, it's technically a dung beetle. And what it's saying is, like it says, what is unregarded or discarded holds a secret, a seed of creation. So oftentimes, we use dung and fertilizer. There is seeds in dung, like when an animal, this is really weird for me to describe it at tarot reading, but the process of, like say a bird eats something and then out later comes a seed and then a plant pops up in that place. There's a lot of benefit into what we thought was trash, I guess is how to put it lightly, or what we thought was disposable. There's good things to come out of bad things, okay? You're almost like pile number one's that way, all right? And so you're sitting here and waiting and you're like, okay, I mean, with your emptied card here too, ending and beginning lie either side of the same door. This happened for a reason, and I always kind of hate saying that because it's like, I don't want to say, oh, you were meant to suffer. I mean, no one wants to, that's not the way I'm trying to depict it, pile number two is, but oftentimes I've found in the spiritual work that I've done, or, readings I've done for other people, right, or general with my tarot channel, we get to the place we're supposed to go because we went through a door of struggle on the way there, okay? This is leading to something better, pile number two, is just be reassured, okay? There was a lesson to be learned in this, and it will help you pave a better way into the future, okay? So that's the situation leading up to this. Let's talk about next how this new beginning will come about, advice on this area. So let's get your tarot cards back where they're supposed to be and clear the desk. And the next section, we have the next 3 oracle cards. And let's shuffle your tarot deck here, your Tarot of the Divine. Yeah, I most of the cards I just got for you, pile number 2, is bad relationship. Okay. It's a bad relationship. Could be a friendship, could be romantic. Could be familial, All right, I'm going to pull 3 or 4 cards. Spirit for pile number 2s. Can you describe to me how this new beginning will come about, and or like advice on for pile number 2s in this area as they wait for the new beginning, or what steps they can take for help? Okay, 1, 2. Sorry, 1 second. Pile number 2s, I'm getting told something intuitively that I don't know if there was a hobby you learned from this person in this relationship. I was thinking back to the scarab beetle, like with the dung that it's rolling out, and there being value in something that you thought was just completely, trash, I guess I should say. I think there's something that you learned in that relationship that's paving the way towards the future. The distinct thing I was told, something about like a hobby that you learned from this person. So it wasn't all bad, because there's something about this thing that you learned from them that will help you take a path in the future. Something like that. Anyway, sorry, intuitive thing came out. And then this one right here. Excuse me. Excuse me once again. I have a very scratchy throat today, so. All right, let's reveal your cards. So pile number 2s, how this new beginning will come about, advice in this area. Your Folklore Oracle is White Bison. This is the card of manifestation. Having the courage to know that you have the power to manifest what you want or desire, or what you would like to get out of life, okay? This specifically is related to, I think, the story of the white buffalo woman of Lakota belief in the Plain States in the United States, okay? She was a figure who appeared seemingly out of nowhere and taught the Lakota a lot about how to do things. Like, for example, I believe like the pipe ceremony is one thing she taught them, right? And then she left and said she would come back one day. But in general, it was during a time of struggle that this woman came about and helped them, okay? And then when she left, she became a white bison. So that's why she's known as White Buffalo Woman. So this card, like I said, manifestation. In times of drought, metaphorically speaking, there's always hope for things to get better. And there's always a way to manifest the thing that you desire, okay? So let's see what other cards pop out before I get too into the weeds with that. Your angel guide oracle is self-acceptance. Accepting what is, accepting who you are. Could be that this relationship knocked some of your confidence. Maybe that's part of the reason why it was so negative, is because the other person brought you down, okay? I accept myself for who I am. Beautiful card. And then the power of surrender you received. Oh, yep, okay. This is a relationship, I'm pretty sure. Surrender your fear of intimacy. You are ready to let love in, compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. Pile number 2. Do not be afraid to love again. Okay? I know it's really hard to open your heart again after a time of someone, I mean, okay, so like you open your heart to somebody and they stomp all over it. It's really hard to want to do that again because you feel like, how can I even trust somebody again when someone already took my heart and stomped all over it the last time I did that? You know, I mean, the things that we are afraid of and the things that we are reluctant to do are often because we've been bitten in the past. Okay, so for example, like when you're a child, you touch a hot oven and you're like, well, ow, that kind of hurts. And then you learn, well, I'm not going to do that again. That's just ingrained in our brains as a way to protect ourselves. But unfortunately, as we all know, our brains aren't always necessarily rational as much as us as humans want to think we're always rational, right? And that's the issue with anxiety or fear, you know, in general, but also specifically with relationships, opening up again after a time of sorrow or a time of having been crushed. This card is saying, you know, part of your new beginning is welcoming in new love, surrendering a fear of intimacy, okay? Believing with, you know, with your white bison card, believing that there can be hope and plenty after a time of drought or of need, okay? And then same thing with your self-acceptance card. That's the card of accepting yourself. Okay, could be some help on this way to this new beginning is doing exercises that help encourage self-acceptance, okay? Self-esteem could be after, you know, this relationship or you know, in general, self-esteem can take a hit after we have a relationship that goes bunk, right? So things like that. And then let's look at your tarot cards here. You received the 10 of Wands reversed, the release of a burden, okay? I am released from a burden. Releasing burdens, letting go of the past, pile number 2. You don't have to hold on. We have the 6 of Coins reversed. 6 of Coins is usually about equal distribution of giving or of teamwork, of effort or material in the physical world. Reversed, I would say it's typically about there's a lack in this area, okay? We'll see what other cards pop out before I interpret that. And then we also have the 6 of Wands, victory. Fantastic. Being victorious after a time of drought, like your white bison. And then we have the Magician reversed, feeling like we can't manifest. So that probably is related to your white buffalo there, or white bison. Feeling like we don't have the tools we need to manifest what we want or what we're seeking, okay? So pile 2. All right. This new beginning will come about, and or advice in this area on how to get to the new beginning after this negative relationship. Releasing the past, letting go of burdens. That's the 10 of Wands right here on the left reversed. That's letting go of the things that have burdened you. All right. And then on top of that with the 6 of Coins right next to it. Now that's an interesting card to get in this reading. One second. I'm going to take a drink while I'm looking at that. Excuse me. My voice is, like I said earlier, scratchy. Six of Coins reversed. Okay. Yeah, I would say that's a card. Oh, Jesus, my voice. Pardon me. Ooh. The Six of Coins reversed is about, yeah, lack of equal distribution in some area. You know, I think pile number 2 is, I think you take on too much burden or responsibility for how this relationship failed. I think that's what that's telling me, okay? I think you had more of a hand in its failure than you actually did. And I think that's part of what the self-acceptance is about. I think the burden was more on someone else, okay? Or the blame, I should say, rather than burden, okay? I think you're too hard on yourself. I think one of the reasons, or how do I put that? You shoulder too much of the blame for something that wasn't your fault in this relationship, okay? That's how I'll put that, all right? Think of this relationship as a victory that you've overcome, something that you've gotten past, something that you survived, okay? That's the Six of Wands, is the card of victory. And 2, the Magician reversed here, I think, is, like I said, a reflection of white buffalo or white bison here. This is the card of manifestation. Magician reversed is the opposite. There's some struggle here that you're going to have to go through on the way to this new beginning of accepting that you can manifest what it is that you're looking for, okay? It's almost like I was talking about the Lakota mythology or the Lakota belief here of the Plains States here in the United States. So that's why this card is the card that it is with white buffalo. You're almost like the tribe in the time of drought, of the time of we don't have any bison to hunt and we're starving, okay? So like I said, the tale of White Buffalo Woman was she came from the plains and she taught them a lot of things, and she also brought them more plenty to actually survive, okay, before she left them. It's believing in a metaphorical white buffalo woman coming into your life. Now, I don't necessarily mean that's an actual person. I just mean that there is something on the way, and you just have to believe in it. You have to keep looking for it and keep going and keep working through, surrendering a fear of intimacy and accepting yourself, boosting your self-esteem again, realizing that you weren't as at fault as you thought you were, okay? And things will come along, and what you're looking for will manifest, and this new beginning will come at that point, okay? Pile number 2s. Okay, let us go to where this will lead. So that's the 3rd section of this reading, 3rd and final. Oopsie. I keep dropping tarot cards today. I have butterfingers, I suppose. Alrighty. So these oracle cards, and then let's shuffle this deck again. Yeah, yeah, it's like you're waiting for a new beginning to come, but you're in the time of drought, so there's that fear of, will this ever be fixed, or will I ever find something better? That's the sentiment I'm feeling intuitively here, okay? Actually, I'm going to pull your tarot cards. For pile number 2 of Spirit, could you give me 3 or 4 cards explaining where this will all lead? Where is this new beginning going? Okay, there's one. Some jumpers today, okay. 2, 3, and I'm feeling that one right back here, okay. Alrighty. Let's flip over your oracle cards. Where would this loop will lead, okay? Dream Ritual Oracle, you received Awaken. Okay, a time of new dawn, a time of awakening. Feeling like you're revitalized after a time of sleep. It could be that there's been, things have been a little bit more still, okay? So I'll set that up here. And then your Sacred Destiny. What did I just say? I was like, oh, I think things have been a little bit more still. Stillness, okay. Right after I said it. Stillness. We have a swan here with a icy frozen lake. Some Aurora Borealis in the background, right? Stillness. You're being brought to a time of a lot more peace. Pile number 2s, okay? Awakening into a time of peace. It could be that there is another relationship on the way that is a lot more peaceful than the last one. It's one you don't have to worry about so much. It could also mean that there's a time of some singlehood if it's like a relationship, romantic related thing, but it's okay. It's just more peaceful. It's a time of recuperation for you to grow and heal after what happened, okay? Stillness. There's a lot of beauty in stillness. In our lives, we a lot of us think we have to like flit from one thing to another. Go, get to this place on time, that thing. It's always good to take time for stillness, right? And then your healing spirits is inner space and universal knowledge. Okay. Inner space and universal knowledge. We have third eye chakra here. Knowing. I'm almost getting the sense intuitively that you're gonna go through a lot of mental... How do I describe it? You're gonna go through like a lot of mental... And I don't say this as a meaning that you're not mentally developed now, but I think there's a lot of mental growth coming, pile number 2s, as a part of this new beginning where it's leading. Yeah, like awakening. That's interesting. We'll see what other cards pop out here. Actually, I'm gonna I suppose this works here. All right, tarot cards. We have the Ace of Coins reversed. Okay, normally upright, that's the card of a new opportunity in the physical realm. Reversed, it's feeling like we don't have the materials we need or searching for new opportunity in the physical realm. Okay. We have the Chariot driving forward with willpower and control. Yeah, okay. And then we have the Three of Wands moving forward on the ladder on plans for the future. Taking action on ideas. Okay. And then we have, last but not least, the Ten of Cups reversed. Typically, this is the happily ever after card, or it can be a marriage card. Reversed, I see it as not quite getting there yet. Or maybe a time of singlehood. So pile number 2s. If you're looking for a relationship, I'm not necessarily seeing that you're going to immediately jump into a new one after this previous one. Or if it was or if it wasn't necessarily romantic, maybe if it was more a platonic relationship or familial, I don't think you'll find, at least right away, so don't get scared, I don't think you'll find a replacement for that person immediately. There's a time of self-growth here coming for you. This is where this new beginning is leading pile number 2s. It could be that in your life you focused a lot on other people. And so one of the reasons why you're being brought to a time of more stillness here, like with your Sacred Destiny card, is because Spirit wants you to self-reflect more, to awaken, find more about who you are as a person. Where do I want to go with the Chariot? What is my happily ever after? What plans do I want to move forward on? Okay? Things like that. It could be that, maybe even you've held back some dreams in the physical realm, be it, like a business or a job, career, things like that here with the Ace of Coins reversed because of this relationship that didn't work out so well, or because, maybe you valued the direction of other people over your life, over your own. So where this is leading, I guess, to summarize pile 2 is a time of stillness, a time of self-reflection, a time of mental growth, a time of finding what is right for you, where do you want to go. You're the one finally taking the reins and saying, this is the star I want to follow, okay? Things like that. So, if you're looking for a new relationship, pile number 2s, I'm not necessarily saying that that's not going to be available to you. You did earlier get the Surrender, Fear of Intimacy card, right? Which tells me that's probably paving the way towards a new relationship in the future at some point, or a new friendship, depending on your situation. But I will say, I think this is leading towards a time of focusing just on you, which, in my own experience, sometimes that's the most formative, powerful periods of time we can have in our life. Is who am I without the direction of others, okay? What do I really want? Things like that, okay? Awakening. It could even be that you follow some more spirituality here with awakening and the universal knowledge cards next to each other. Okay, so maybe there's a bit of a spiritual awakening here coming for you, maybe exploring some spirituality in terms of, different religions. Maybe you even get into stuff like tarot yourself, speaking more to your spirit guides, depending on your interest or your experience level with those things, okay? I'm getting told that Buddhism would help you, maybe, looking into Buddhism a little bit, okay? Something about Buddhism for some reason. Yeah, so I would look into that, okay? Some Buddhism. Maybe some meditation on top of that. Every tarot reading, not every tarot reading, but whenever this comes up, I always recommend meditation in general for everybody, no matter your religion, but things like that, okay? So to summarize your reading, pile number 2s, there was a negative relationship that occurred, okay? It could have knocked your self-confidence. I think you shouldered a little bit more of the burden for it than you actually had to, or the blame, I should say, okay? So what's happening is that you're going through a time of growth. Your new beginning is moving on from this negative relationship, be it platonic, familial, or romantic, right? And you're going into a time of just focusing on you, okay? So Spirit is at least recommending that you follow the advice of, working over a fear of intimacy again after a time of struggle in that area, okay? Focus on self-esteem exercises, I would say, or self-acceptance, right? Reanalyze this relationship and realize who actually was at blame for certain things. I think, like I said, you shoulder a bit too much of the blame. Could be that the other person blamed you and then you just kind of took it upon yourself. But actually, there's less blame on you than there should be objectively, okay? And focus on your spiritual growth, your here and now growth in terms of, maybe a new business or a career you've been looking at, things like that, and finding out what's your happily ever after and moving forward into the future with you driving the reins this time, okay? So pile number 2s, as always, I hope that reading was helpful for you. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Good luck with your new beginning. It seems like there's positive things coming here in terms of self-empowerment, okay? And I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, my awesome pile number 3s. Welcome to your pick a card reading today on the topic of what is your next new beginning. As we discussed in the intro, there's 3 different sections to this reading. First, we'll talk about kind of the who, what, when, where, why of where this is coming from, what area of your life this is all about, what's been happening. Number 2, we will talk about how this new beginning will come about, or advice on kind of ushering in a new beginning in this area, okay? And then section number 3 will be about where the path leads after the new beginning, okay? So let us shuffle some cards around. I'm going to talk about, like I said, what's been going on or what area of your life this is all about. So those 3 cards, and then I'll put your other oracle cards down here with me for the time being, and then let's pull some tarot cards as well. Spirit, for my lovely pile number 3s, could you explain some details about where this has come about, or what area of their life this is, what's going on? 3 or 4 cards, please. And I apologize in advance if I clear my throat a lot today or cough a little bit. Pile number 3 is my voice has been kind of scratchy, so I think I might have a little bit of a bug of some sort, but it's not like a full-blown cold or anything. It's kind of weird. Okay, 2, 3, and let's see, 4. Okay. Let's see what's going on. All right. What area of your life? So to your tea leaf, pile 3s. Oh, lovely card to get for a new beginning. Sunrise. New creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. It's the reading in a nutshell, right? New beginning, sunrise, dawn. Something about a creative idea, or maybe a business idea, something like that. We'll see what pops out. Okay, animal messages. We received the bat. You have the power to transcend failure and move into a limitless future. Perhaps you've had a setback in this area recently, pile number 3s. And that's why you're looking for a new beginning. You're hoping, is this going to fix itself? Will there be success after a time of failure? Things like that, okay? And your Lantern Oracle is Radical Self-Acceptance, number 29. You are perceived the way you perceive yourself, okay? This is, I think, related to accepting failure, okay? We're not perfect beings. We're not supposed to be perfect. We're supposed to make mistakes. We're supposed to have setbacks and learn, okay? Accept yourself for who you are. Okay, it seems like maybe you've already, this is past energy, right? Maybe you've already been kind of learning self-acceptance regarding failure. Okay, it could be just a lesson in general of accepting for, yourself for who you are, flaws and all, as we all do. All right, and then your tarot cards. Let's see, the Hermit, a time of introspection, thinking within, maybe staying away from social events a bit. And then we have the Devil, another major arcana, feeling trapped. What chains and binds us, okay? We have the Page of, that's Wands, okay, Page of Wands reversed. Page of Wands is usually the explorer or like the apprentice of their suit, and that's fire. So I would say a lack of exploration in terms of, maybe even having a creative block. That's almost how I would read that. A little bit of a creative block maybe after this failure. Maybe you thought, well, I failed once, so if I try again, I'll just suck again, right? Or not that you didn't suck in the first place, pile number 2 or 3s, but you know what I mean? That type of thinking, right? It doesn't mean necessarily it's true. It just means that's where our brain goes when we're hard on ourselves, right? And then the Emperor. Look at all these major arcana. This is a major life lesson. I see a lot of major arcana cards in readings. If there's a life lesson, typically, is the way I interpret it. Emperor is masculine energy, fatherhood, structure, authority, logic. Okay. So, to summarize pile number 3, so what's been going on? There is an area of your life where you have been looking for a new, fresh start. I think it's something to do with either your job or a creative passion of yours. Okay. You've had a little bit of a blockage in this area, I think, because there was a time of failure or at least a lack of success, if not straight up failure. And you've been struggling with accepting yourself. It could be that you're a perfectionist, okay? It could be that you struggle a lot with the idea of failure and making mistakes. A lot of us do. It's not really, I'm not, pointing a finger at you and being like, stop being perfectionist, because a lot of people struggle with that, myself included, okay? So, yes, after a time of failure or maybe made a mistake or something, you've been having to struggle with accepting who you are, and accepting making mistakes. Where do I go on from here? Things like that. There could have been even like a little bit of a creative block here with that Page of Wands reversed, feeling trapped, feeling like I can't move forward, feeling like the failure or the mistake itself is something chaining you back from moving forward and trying again. And so there's been a time of quiet, a time of introspection here with the Hermit, feeling like, okay, I'm just going to go on a little bit. Maybe I'm not going to show my work to other people as much. I'm afraid to show my work to other people because of this setback, things like that. That can mean the Hermit, right? It can also mean a time of introspection in terms of gathering lessons, okay? So it could be that you've taken a little bit of a backseat on something. It could be, for example, just throwing an example out there. It might not necessarily apply to you, pile number 3s, but let's say you're a writer, right? And you published a book and didn't get the feedback you really were expecting for it, and it's kind of dinged your confidence a little bit, and so you've been a little bit more introspective with showing your work to other people, because after that, failure, quote unquote, you've been feeling like, I don't really feel like sharing with other people because I feel like I'm just going to get rejected again. Feelings like that, okay? And then the Emperor, too, is, like I said, fatherhood, structure, authority, logic. You've been trying to think about it very logically, I think. Like, well, say with the book example, well, maybe I failed because I didn't write that plot line very well, or maybe I was a little bit too cliche with this particular trope that I used, or things like that, depending on your situation. It doesn't have to be writing, but in any case, you're just hoping for another sunrise here. You're hoping for a new beginning after a time of feeling chained by failure in something, okay? Or chained by, I made a mistake, I don't feel confident sharing myself or sharing my work with people again, okay? Things like that. All right, so let's talk about next the advice in this area for you, pile number 3s. How it will dawn, how this new beginning will come about, all right? So let's clear the board. Yeah, I think for most of you, this is either a creative project or it's like a project at work. Something to do with creativity is popping up a lot here. Okay. Could be that your job even is creative. Maybe that's kind of, it's, a job where creativity is the king, All right, we shuffled that, and then your next 3 cards are about the how and the advice. Spirit for pile number 3s, could you explain the how this new beginning will come about, or advice in this area to usher in the new beginning? 3 or 4 cards, please. All right, what sticks out here? 1, 2, 3, and do this one 4. Okay. All right. How the new beginning will come about. Advice. So, Oracle cards. Your Folklore Oracle today is the Raven. Okay. Raven is described with this particular deck as prognostication, which I believe is kind of accepting things for what they are in terms of kind of just knowing that you'll know where to go when the time is right, okay? Does that kind of make sense? I'll tie that more into the other cards, of course, here in a second, but Raven. Also, I think ravens were, and crows in general, I know they're 2 different things, but messages, or messenger, word salad. Messengers, that's the word, from the beyond in many cultures, okay? So it could be that some of your creative block is actually spiritually inspired to break. We'll see what else pops out. Angel Guide Oracle, take charge and action. Okay, keep creating. You have the power to keep moving forward. And then we'll see what else pops out. Your surrender card is surrender stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. I think you're worrying about it a little bit too much, pile number 2s, and I'm not, wagging a finger at you, or neither is Spirit, but I think you're too hard on yourself, okay? And then let's pull out the other cards. Tarot, you received the Temperance, another major arcana. Balance. The balance between hot and cold. The balance between, well, just in general, everything. Logical, creative. Is she drawing? No, she's opening a basket. It almost looks like Pandora's box to me. Okay. Interesting. Or, in this particular card, it's, predator versus prey. There's predators down here and prey up here. All right, balance. And then we have the 2 of Swords, deciding on a choice. Where do I go next? Then we have the Ace of Pentacles, a new opportunity in the physical realm. Either new money, new opportunity, new venture, new business, things like that. Okay. And we have the King of Pentacles, the King of Money, the King of Material Security, okay? The external mastery of the physical realm. In terms of usually career money is how that actually manifests, right? All right, let's show you all the cards here. So pile number 2s, how this will come about, or advice on this area of this new beginning after this time of failure and blockage, okay? So number 1, keep creating, keep doing what you're doing. Don't pause. Take charge and action, okay? That's advice number 1, kind of related to your Raven about prognostication, accepting things for what they are in terms of, I guess how I would interpret that is just knowing that you're where you're supposed to be, okay? That's how I would describe that. It was a life lesson for you. That's where all these major arcana keep popping up for you, pile number 3s, okay? You were, and I hate saying this, I don't want to say you were supposed to fail, because that, sucks to hear, but, in terms of your life path, at least it gives you context in there was meaning in it. There was a reason for it, okay? There's a reason for everything, all right? And I think, like I said, the reason is there was a life lesson about picking up again after a time of failure, okay, or after a mistake was made, all right? Surrender stress. I think you're putting too much mental burden on yourself about not only having made the mistake or having had a setback in the first place, but also I think you're stressing probably a little bit too much about how do I move forward? How do I get rid of this block? Things like that. You're too hard on yourself, pile number 3s. And then your tarot cards come in, and this is interesting because how this new beginning will come about, and advice in this area is you're going to come up across a choice here with that 2 of Swords, all right? And there's going to be 2 paths to take. Okay? There is new opportunity in both of them. And I believe there is chances for success. And, you know, I mean, you got the King of Pentacles. That's pretty good to get in terms of money and security, right? There's chances for success equal on both choices, okay? However, I will say what I'm seeing is that the two choices here, there's one that offers more in terms of money, and there's one that offers more in terms of balance there with temperance, okay? That's the two choices. So it could be like, let's say you had a, let's go with the writing example again, just for, you know, giggles, right? So let's say you had a book, you released it, didn't get the feedback that you expected, just for this example, right? And so the next time you're writing a book, you're thinking, well, do I go with something that I think will be a more lucrative idea for a book? You know, maybe you're following more popular trends, for example, in whatever genre that you write in. Or you think of, okay, I want to write a book that's a little bit more, I'm going to focus more on balancing what didn't work with the last one, or balancing more of, like, what's a great example with writing? I'm trying to think. 1 second. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink while I'm thinking. Yeah, like, it's like being more balanced with something in the area of whatever this is. It could also be more balance in your life in general. Maybe you just step back just a little bit from this thing and then try something else. And so it's like balancing those two different things, both the thing that you were doing that maybe there was a mistake made or a failure, and then something new, and kind of trying out both ideas. Okay, so but either way, whatever choice you make for this new beginning, pile number 3 is, I do see that there is success either path. It's not so much, the lesson isn't in making the right choice. It's in learning that there is opportunity for success after a time of failure if you just keep going, okay? That's what I'm being told for you, pile number 3s, okay? That's the new beginning, is there's a choice coming. You can make either choice. Both of them will be, you know, successful depending on what you choose. It's just the choices between what's more lucrative and what gives me more balance in life, okay? And, you know, Spirit obviously here is not telling you, well, we will in the 3rd section talk about where it will lead, okay? But I don't think they're going to give you nitty-gritty details about what choice technically to make, because that is your free will, pile 3s. But just know, external security will be just fine no matter what path you take, okay, with that King of Pentacles. All right, so let's get on to the section about, sorry, 1 second. I have a timer on my phone to kind of keep track of the reading so my camera doesn't run out of time, okay? I had to adjust that for a second. Anyways, 3rd section is about where this will lead, okay? After you make this choice. Let's clear the board here. All right, these 3 cards, and then we're going to shuffle. Yeah, I think it's just a lesson of picking up after failure, pile 3s. That's what's going on here. Okay, and then Spirit for pile number 3s, could you give me 3 to 4 cards explaining where this will lead? Maybe not necessarily the choice to make, but where is it going? We did see external security will be just fine. You know, money with that King of Pentacles we saw earlier, but definitely that one. 1, 2, 3, and this one in the middle, 4. Okay. All right, pile 3s. Where is this leading? Dream ritual you received. Revisit. Okay, going back to something you already have visited. Interesting. I'm getting some intuitive stuff, but I'm going to hold off on that until the other cards pop out. Sacred Destiny, Courage. That I think is related to your Take Charge and Action card. You received it earlier. Receiving more courage to keep going after a setback, okay? That's where this is leading. This is a lesson in courage. All right. Like, for example, you know, it's the waves beating against the rocks. yes, sometimes, I mean, so here's the thing. When we talk about when shoreline is brought down, right? Or when shoreline is changed, it's not instant, okay? Oftentimes, or actually all times, when shoreline is changed or rocks are pushed out of the way, the water has to keep beating at it over time, okay? And so this is a lesson in having the courage to keep going, even if the rock or the obstacle doesn't break away immediately, okay? Intuitively, that's what I'm being told. And then your healing spirits is be calm and keep going. Keep going, take charge and action, okay? This is leading to, like I said, this is a lesson about keeping going after a time of struggle. So this is leading to you knowing how to embody this more, okay? That's a lot of green, heart chakra, okay? Being more open, creative, okay? And then your tarot is the Magician. Lovely. Lots of major arcana for you today, pile threes. Magician is having the tools I need to manifest or create what I desire. Lovely creativity card. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, once again, new opportunity. In terms of the physical realm, okay? Uh-oh, I'm getting my ducks all not in a row here. Whoa. Actually, I'm going to shift this one up a little bit. And then we have the Hermit reversed. Now, remember we got that earlier upright? And that was a time of introspection. Reversed, it's moving out of that time of quiet, okay? And then we also have, oh God, look at all these major arcana. Jesus, yep, this is a major life lesson for you, pile number 3 is what you're going through right now. Empress, motherhood, nurturing, creativity, creating, femininity, feminine energy. Lovely. Okay, pile 3s, where is this going? Okay, we had a time of failure or mistakes. Feeling like we've got a setback after failure, mistakes. How do I keep going? I feel like I'm a failure. Thoughts like that. And then we moved on into, or at least this new beginning is leading you to a time of, as long as you keep going, you'll come across that choice we talked about earlier. And no matter what choice you make, things will be just fine. It's not so much the choice, it's about the lesson in terms of picking up after failure. Now, where this is leading, okay? Number 1, like we talked about, courage over here on the left. Having the courage, learning that lesson to keep beating against the rocks over time, metaphorically speaking, okay? Rome wasn't built in a day, is a good phrase to kind of embody that, right? Revisit. There's something here about returning to what was, returning to something that you have thought you moved on from, okay? I think, if you had success at one point in the past and then this recent failure made you feel like you'll never reach success again, be reassured that this path is leading towards revisiting the success that you once had that you thought you lost, okay? The confidence that you had, the maybe feedback that you used to get, okay? Things like that. Revisiting to what was. Learning a lesson. This is, leading on a path towards knowing to keep going and being calm even when setbacks come across, or when we come across setbacks in our lives, okay? That's that be calm and keep going, right? And then in terms of your tarot cards, where this is leading, number 1, the Hermit reversed, which you got upright earlier, like I said. You're moving from a time of introspection and going back into the light with what you've learned, okay? You're at the stage of, okay, I learned the life lesson, spirit, and now I'm going to go practice that out in the world. That type of feeling, okay? A time of a lot more creativity, a time of a lot more nurturing. That's the Empress, that's creation energy. It could be if you've had writer's block or creative blocks in general, that this path is leading to somewhere. This new beginning is drawing you towards a time of a lot more fruition in terms of things that you create, okay? You'll have the tools that you need here with the Magician. You'll have everything that you need to create what you want to create. I mean, you can see she's looking at her own hands here, and there's even like rays or beams of light going to her hands. That's realizing that the power is in your hands, okay? You have everything you need to move on into the future after you make that choice, okay? And then once again, you're being reassured here with the Ace of Pentacles, with the mouse. that no matter what choice you make, as long as you keep going, pile number 3, there's opportunities for new success in the future, okay? Do not give up hope. Be calm. Keep going. Know that there is success in the future, even after a time of setback or a time of creative block, or just feeling like you can't do something, or feeling like you'll never be good enough again. Things like negative energy like that, or negative mental thinking like that. If you're able to bypass that and have the courage to keep going, that Ace of Pentacles is yours, okay? So to summarize, pile number 3 is, after a time of failure, you've been feeling down, you are going to come upon a choice, and no matter what choice you make, there is physical security in it. This part of your life is more just a lesson of how to pick up and have courage after a time of mistakes or failure. Creative blocks will be removed if it's like a creative thing that you're working on. You're going to move from a time of introspection and maybe more introversion back into the light. You're going to have everything you need. You're going to be able to revisit the thing that you had, as long as you stay calm, keep going, and take charge and take action. Just keep placing one foot in front of the other. Pile number 3 is okay? So just be reassured. It probably feels like maybe Spirit abandoned you a little bit, or maybe it feels like, things will never get better. But there's a lot of positive cards you're getting here, so just be reassured that everything will work out just fine if you just keep going, okay? Keep creating, keep trying. Everybody comes across setbacks in their life. Pile number 3 is even, look at your favorite musicians or your favorite writers, favorite, insert category of creativity or job here, right? They've made mistakes as well. Everybody does. Everybody has failures and setbacks, okay? The thing that differentiates someone who succeeds and someone who doesn't is the people that try even after they've been kicked down, okay? And they keep getting back up. That's literally the key to success, I'm telling you. Keep going. Keep trying. Work through it. I know it's hard, but you just have to keep going. Have courage, all right? So pile number 3 is, I hope that reading was helpful for you. As always, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye.